to another Woods Report. Welcome to another Woods Report. All right. Lots going on. We went to see the American Society of Magical Negroes. And I had posted it on our Facebook page, and somebody said they wanted to go see it. So they wanted to know what we thought about it. So I said, okay, we'll talk about it. The beginning of the show. There's no problem. We'll talk about it. Just right off the bat, what did you think of it? We'll go detail later, but off the bat, what did you think of it?
I get what they were talking about as far as the topic, the subject matter of the film. And it makes a lot of sense in our world as Black people, Negroes, people of color, wherever.
So some people got a problem with the word Negro.
I know.
Which I say that because I can't say the A word at the end, which is what I usually say.
Well, Negro should be a name you can still say.
No, they don't like you.
Who is they?
Current. They don't like that.
The N word is the other.
I know. They don't even like Negro. They say that's old, like colored. They look at that as the word color.
No, I don't. Because I'm like
the younger generation.
Negro, please.
Yeah, the younger generation. They don't like
that.
you
saying the IA,
yeah,
the NA or whatever,
which is what I normally say.
Yeah, that please. But even with the NAACP, colored people, Negroes, it's still used in terms where you can play it off. It's old school term maybe still, but as long as most people have really, really problems with the other N word, the other version of it.
Now, you said you thought it was going to be something else than what it was.
I really thought from the previews.
What did you think it was going to be?
A lot of comedy.
They had some funny in there.
It was moments, but it was dry. It was I don't know. It really, I wasn't thinking the way the previews were shown that it was going to be like as slow as it was.
The slow pace.
Yeah.
And it was really mostly about that one guy.
And I thought
that's probably why you probably was like.
And the storyline I thought would be more than just him.
That's what I'm saying. You thought it was going to be the
Negroes
yeah.
would have their own little.
It would have probably been better if they showed all of them.
Yeah.
Like what was going on in their lives and the people they had to follow.
Or if he was a little more, to me, his character was dry. For me, I don't know if it was, let's just say for sake of argument, it was a Mike Epps or a,
I don't think he would have been able to play that part though.
Or another personality that is not, to me, dry.
Okay.
So that was my opinion there. I just felt he was dry, even though they were they were mainly focusing on him learning and whatever he needed to do. He just, to me, was dry.
Now it says here, I'm just looking at some one of the reviews.
Oh, okay.
The American Society of Magical Negroes review: strong lead performances save the debut feature from disappearing. I thought he was good too. I didn't think that. I thought his humor is probably what you don't like. It's that type of humor. That kind of
No, I didn't mind the humor. I just thought
him. Yeah, his type of humor.
I just felt somebody else could have played that
part. Oh, okay.
I don't know. I just didn't. I love when he went to the actual place that what's his name had taken him. I don't want to tell too much of the movie.
Somebody says the execution leaves the satire feeling lukewarm.
Yeah.
But they say they like, due to the lead character, he pretty much saved it. Thanks to the lead performance from Justice Smith, it said he kind of saved it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, which I agree to. I think.
I mean, they're good actors, no doubt there. I just felt that the storyline was too much on him.
I didn't know it says here the term was coined by Spike Lee in 2001, the magical mystical Negro.
I thought I remember him saying that.
I
really thought I remember Spike Lee saying something like
that. Yeah.
Wow.
So if I guess I had to get a premise of the movie, it was, you got to keep white people happy. In order to survive as a Black person in this country, and it's not far-fetched, white people need to be happy. Mm-hmm. In order for like a cop, so that he don't gun down the first Black men that they see. They always gun them down. Keep him happy. And keep him feeling safe. Yeah. You don't want to come off unsafe to white people. Which Black people been saying that for years. We've been saying that.
And some care a lot and some don't.
It's kind of like they were trying to show this is what Black people talk about when y'all not around white people. These are the conversations we have when white people not around with each other.
What do you mean?
We say stuff like white people don't feel safe. As long as you're a safe Negro, they'll like you. Oprah Winfrey safe. Yeah. Michael Jordan is safe. And as long as you don't talk too much jive, right? And they don't understand you, and you don't dress too crazy.
You're not a threat to them. You're not scaring them or making them fearful.
You're not making them fearful.
You don't want them fearful or uneasy.
We've always been called safe Negroes. We're safe Negroes. When people meet us, we're usually funny. White people like us because we're funny and approachable. We don't scare white people.
And you be concerned with making them happy, like she said earlier, where if they're in a dilemma or they're uneasy about something in their life or a situation they're going through,
you got to make them feel comforted.
What's going on? How you feeling?
The old mother back in they show back in the days. The Black lady that takes care of the maid and don't worry, Johnny, you be all right now, baby. Now you make him feel good. Go to Aunt B. Aunt B will make you feel good. She'll make you a piece of pie and she'll sit you down and tell you a story and don't let those kids bully you down. You got to stand up for yourself.
To the expense of you may not have what you want or what you feel is deserving.
That's not important.
That's not important. It's keeping the white person happy.
As long as they're happy,
yes,
then they don't kill us.
Yeah, you're safe. You go home.
And he gave. I don't want to give away the movie. Right, it came out too early. I mean, it just came out, so no spoiler alerts. Okay, we won't tell parts of the movie that bring that to light. What we just said. When you go see it, you'll see what we're talking about. Again, I thought that the premise was fine. I thought the idea was different, kind of like that Get Out type of movie, where it's like mystical or something.
And it was the comedy helped.
The comedy helped. I thought David Alan Grier was good.
Yeah. And he usually is.
Yeah. What lacked, in my opinion, was I would have liked to seen those other stories. Yeah. That they were talking about. They brought him in less of the guy, the main guy, and more of maybe us traveling back in time and seeing those stories. I thought it would have made it a better movie.
Where he views their stories in more detail. Yeah. To learn as well what he had to learn.
So let me see what other people said. Let me read what some other people said. And hopefully, I'm not going to try to read any spoiler alerts. Somebody said this movie is pure trash. I mean, honestly. And to be honest here, I haven't seen a movie this bad in a decade.
Wow. Go watch Mea Culpa.
Thank you. Mea Culpa was horrible. This movie wasn't horrible. And so we should say that then. If you thought Mea Culpa was the best movie in the world, you would love this. All right. Madam Web is Lawrence of Arabia compared to this.
There was some out of
racism aside. I get to that in a moment. This movie is really about nothing. You think it would be similar to Key and Peele's sketch which was in itself interesting and funny, but take away the few minutes of magic and it becomes self-absorbed delusion about a mixed, insecure Generation Z kid who acts like he has no idea what the hell is going on in the world. That is true.
Yeah.
The banning of TikTok would make a better plot than this film presents. That I agree. I think his character seemed out of touch with everything. Mm-hmm. It's almost as if they plopped him down in the middle of 2024 and he had no clue of what was going on around him. That's the one thing I did dislike about this. Him being an interracial kid, he should have been more self-aware of race and everything. Because I'm sure he got it from all points from everybody.
But you know what? When you look at the documentary of Kaepernick with his family, and he by being biracial, he really wanted to embrace his black side, but his white parents were uncomfortable with him embracing his black side because they felt like, do you need to go to the black neighborhoods? Do you to get your hair braided? So to me, I was expecting more of that type than this young guy's character portrayed in this as a biracial kid.
It says, when it comes to racism, this film is blatant racist, and the people saying it's not are the same type of people that were saying blackface in early Hollywood was just comedy. I see some reviews saying the film is only for black people, and that if you're not black, then it's not for you. I didn't get that. Okay, even if that was true, when does a film become only about white people? How racist would it be if Blade or Swan were both turned into white characters? Not only would it ruin the soul of the film, but a certain group of color would be up in arms about it. Now, that part I disagree. I think both black and white people can get something out of this movie. But I can see how a white person would be uncomfortable with this movie.
Just the name alone.
It's very liberal.
Because the guy I sat next to, he was pretty young.
It's generation. Yeah. This is a Generation Z movie.
Yeah, younger folks. Younger folks wouldn't care. They'll go see it and they'll laugh. Some stuff they'll understand, some stuff they won't.
And white people, if you're young and white, you probably won't be offended by this movie.
Right.
But an older black white person would be.
Yeah.
Because it's making an assumption that you think a certain type of way.
Right.
And you might say, I don't think like that. Why would you assume that because I'm white, I think like that?
Or you're black or any other ethnicity.
You've given several examples of your old job. And white people who work in the city of Chicago, who live in the city of Chicago, act different than a lot of the white people who live in the suburbs.
Yeah.
This movie didn't show that.
You are your environment. And a lot of times people, we need to understand as we're getting older, our environments are different than for the kids now.
There are some white people who are used to black people.
Yeah.
They live in Chicago. They're used to black people.
Right.
So they're not scared of black people.
No.
Like if somebody black come up and say, hey, can I borrow? They ain't gonna be, oh! Something like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Whereas maybe some white person that lives in a suburb or something that's not around a lot of black people might be a little bit less approachable.
Right.
This movie did not have different nuances of white people.
Thank you.
So maybe that's what this person is saying.
The audience that's watching this movie, it depends on your age.
It pretty much made all white people the same.
But it makes you think, kind of like American fiction. It makes you think in a white society, we're a country of labels. I notice in other countries, they're not as much, even though racism may happen in other countries. I'm not naive to not say that. But our country tends to look at it different than going to Europe.
Yeah.
Going to anywhere in another country where they see race a little bit different.
They more with color than they are with race.
Yeah, or income level or
or income.
Yeah.
They more with income or color.
Yeah.
If you dark versus light.
And
you could be the same race.
Yeah.
But if you're dark,
yeah,
then it's different. You might be treated a little different. So they don't look at race kind of the same way. They look more at color at some countries. And in some countries, like you said, class. Mm-hmm. They look more at where your class is. They don't, the race is, if you're poor, they don't care what race you are. You can be their race and still be stepped over.
It's almost like this movie was taking us back to the 50s and 60s where how you do, sir? How you do, sir? You get off the sidewalk for the white people to
That's
walk.
what kind of
the back for them to sit in the front.
That's what I kind of felt like with this movie. Like the Society of Negroes.
Magical.
I thought we was gonna go see all people David Allen Greer's age. Old black people. And then this young guy was going to say, we don't do that no more.
Yeah.
That's what I thought this movie was going to be.
Yeah. And just kind of bring them up to the current.
You don't have to say yes, sir, no more. Yeah. You don't have to look down anymore. You don't have, you know what I mean? That it wasn't what I thought
and
it was.
And it would have been a magical feeling as an older person to feel that. That younger person is saying, we're all, treated different, the same.
I think I would have liked the movie better if they would have done that.
Yeah. I was expecting something kind of like that.
Yeah.
Not
like when he said, my mom kept saying that quote, when he said, what's the most fierce animal on the place on earth? Mm-hmm. A white man. Mm-hmm. So she thought she was going to go see that movie where an older man, black man is saying that. And maybe a younger black man is like, what? Maybe if in a uniform we think like that, but not just normal.
It is a different movie. So I'm not going to even say who you may like it, you may not.
You may like it, you may not.
This is a difficult one.
It says David Greer spent at least 30 minutes on the premise that whole purpose that this magical society is to make white people happy so that they don't go on a rampage against black people. If that's not racist, then what is? Imagine if a film was about a group of magical white people who did everything they could to make black people happy so they wouldn't go on a rampage.
That would be wonderful.
Actually, that's not a bad movie.
I'm sorry that you're trying to be funny with the analogy, but that's been the problem with our race for historically. We were not being made happy.
That's actually a movie that would be different.
They think that they in Twilight Zone if that happens. Because think about the history of our people coming to this country. They were not thought to make us, we were treated as property.
So can you imagine, but then there was some things, and again, I can't say it because I don't want to give the premise of the movie away, but the young man's monologue at the end, I thought was good about how you feel as a black man.
Yeah.
So I thought that was good.
Yeah.
This person says, in conclusion, this movie is pure garbage. It has a plot that goes nowhere and kills the brain cells. Regardless of your skin color, save yourself time, money, and energy, and go watch paint dry. He really didn't like this movie. Believe me,
I didn't really like it either, but
I don't think I'd rather go see paint dry.
I won't see paint dry either.
You'll be provided more entertainment than this movie gives. Again, that Tyler Perry movie was worse.
Yeah, at least this movie had good actors
and good wigs.
You may not like the storyline. Storyline may have been a little weak. I get the message,
and I didn't have to see anybody's butt.
Yeah, but yeah, I at least if I'm gonna get a bad storyline, can I have good actors at least? So okay,
so that's our thing.
You gotta go see it.
If you don't go see it, to me, you can see it at home.
Yeah,
it's one of those. Wait till it come on television.
I wouldn't waste money,
and you'll be okay.
Yeah. Unless it's a cheap night like we have our movie nights.
What you mean?
Tuesdays, I believe, unless they changed it, is cheaper ticket wise. Tuesday.
Oh yeah,
go Tuesday. If you have a certain night where your movies are cheaper,
yeah, I wouldn't spend a lot of money to go see it
or use some promos.
Again, I liked David Allen Greer. He's always good.
There were certain parts of the movie I did like. I thought like that was different. How they had you see certain things, but overall, was that a white person's comment?
That was probably a white person.
They're gonna say, for me, I don't know why they didn't at least say yeah, there are people who are like that young boy.
Because this is a white person who gave that.
Feels that I always got to go, yes, sir,
No.
yes, sir, yes,
the person
sir, to
who,
every white person.
The person who wrote that review, I guarantee you, is a conservative white person.
Right.
Because it's either white people, a lot of times, are either on the extreme. Mm-hmm. They're either far left, where they think that they are the reason why that black people was in slavery, mm-hmm. and they feel for the rest of their life they owe it to black people to make it up to them.
I'm so sorry.
I'm sorry. My people in bondage, your people. They that far on the other side, or they on the other side so far right, mm-hmm. where they don't believe in nothing. That's systemic racism. And you know what?
And you still beneath me.
And to be honest with you, I take that back. You can't even say white people anymore.
Right.
Because there's black people who think the same way.
Exactly.
There's black people way on the right side mm-hmm. that think there's no such thing as systemic racism, mm-hmm. like Candace Owens and Tim Scott with his ugly self. Uh-huh. And they way on the other side. They stupid until it's time for them to catch a cab. Mm-hmm. And they can't. Well, that's just that cab driver. But then when you talk about, well, do you know that it's actually written in the thing that says this? Mm-hmm. Then they'll go, well, that's just that cab company. They'll mark it off as,
you know what I'm thinking too?
One-offs, two-offs.
When you made that comment and you used those two as examples, for some reason
two
with
boneheads.
Tim Scott, a lot of times, and it's not always, but a lot of times people like him, they feel like because they arrived or they got over, there's no issues.
Yeah. Candace Owens didn't grow up in the hood where people was firing gunshots at her.
Yes.
And forcing her to join gangs.
He keeps talking about his single mom.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's white people who grew up with single moms. So what?
You're doing well, Tim Scott. I want to give it to you.
Or they'll be the ones that they grew up in the projects and they made it out. I didn't join a gang and I didn't get shot. So I wasn't forced.
I pulled myself up
by my bootstraps.
You can too.
Yeah, they probably my mom wasn't there for me all the time, and I was able to make it. Those are those people, and so they think that they are the norm. Mm-hmm. For everybody.
And everybody should follow that path.
Yeah. And they should.
No problem.
But if they don't blame them.
Yes.
Why would you blame them for not having a grocery store in their neighborhood? And having fruits and vegetables.
Yeah.
And a liquor store on every corner.
Or blame them because the insurance place did not depreciate their home value the same as the white neighbor next door. Is it their fault because you as the insurance company said, no, we only giving you this much?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
So a lot of times things happen because systemic racism is there, and those who can help try to clear that up, that's your job. Do it.
So that's what the person who wrote this thing, they probably far right, white person who doesn't want to, they don't want to say I had nothing to do. That was my great-great-grandpapa.
Yeah.
He don't have nothing to do. Not saying that your great-great-grandpapa probably took land from somebody that you owe that family, to be honest with you. You know, so that's all I'm saying is that it's just
so whoever that person was.
Everybody needs, and then that goes with black people.
Yeah.
There's white people who grew up poor dirt. Mm-hmm. Who didn't have shoes either. They grew up in the hills of Tennessee. Where they was on the mountain and they had nothing. Yeah. So when they say they know what it means not to have nothing to eat mud sandwiches, they for real. And you think black people be like, we the only people in this country who didn't have nothing.
That was why I liked that one episode with Wonder Years with the black kid, the black version of Wonder Years. I told you with the two moms, the one black mom and the Jewish mom. And the black mom, a lot of times we always feel we're the victims. We're the victims of racism. We're the victims of systemic racism. Until she heard that Jewish mom's story, she had to sit and go,
there was Jewish people.
Both of us are being discriminated.
And there was Jewish people whose houses was burnt down.
And they became friends because of the struggle. So,
Irish.
Yeah.
When they first came over. That's what I'm saying. Everybody got a story.
Yes.
Native American.
Yes.
So meet people where they are.
Yeah. Judging by the character, not the color.
And I don't just say because somebody's black. Like I said, I've seen too many bonehead black people that I don't just put you're not in my class because you got the same skin color.
Exactly.
Not every skin color is the same. It's kin.
Thank you.
Because there's some black people who did not grow up. They don't know what you're talking about. You're talking about the hood. They like, what you talking about? I grew up with a doctor and a lawyer as my mom and dad.
I had the Huxtables as my mom and dad.
I went to Harvard and I didn't have any problem getting in. So they not gonna know what you talking about.
Yeah.
So I've never caught a cab, so I don't know what that's like for
that's
them
true.
to
I never
go
rode a
past
school
me.
bus. My mom would always take me to school.
Yeah. And there's some biracial kids who sometimes they go through stuff, and there's some biracial kids who don't.
Thank you.
They blend right in whatever school they at.
That's right.
So just meet people where they are. That's all I'm saying.
Are you recommending? Again, you're recommending to maybe wait.
I wouldn't go see the movie in the theater unless I was paying $5 for the ticket.
Yeah.
If you do want to go see it with an open mind, with us telling you that this is probably not the best movie that you're going to see.
Yeah.
But if you want to go see it to support it and it's, it's in this message, then go see it. Okay. I would wait for it to come on television. That's my opinion. Okay. All right. Emerald says, salutations, everyone.
Hey,
salutations to you too, Emerald. All right. The next movie.
Okay.
Oprah. Now everybody's talking about this special that she had.
With the dog.
Yeah, I didn't see it, so I'm gonna just go by
from it.
Oprah Winfrey weight loss special review. Ozempic users speak out. I'm just going by what people are saying about it. In the comments.
Oh, okay. Let's see.
We all know that Oprah Winfrey exercises and diets. But apparently, like she said, sometimes you need some help.
She said she spoke a lot about this on Jimmy Kimmel with the upcoming interview about some people may have the fat gene. And just because you eat a lot does not mean you have the fat gene as well. Some people struggle with it because there's a fat gene and they're dealing with it physical, as far as heredity is concerned.
So they start taking these medicines
to help,
like Ozempic and things like that. Emerald says the mass majority of movies that have been released have been and see it at home. Yeah, you can see it at home.
See it at home.
But the Oprah Winfrey thing, I have mixed feelings about it.
And you can chime in too, Emerald, because I know you work in
definitely
medicines and stuff.
Not because I think I have mixed feelings about it because I am heavy, and because I do take I am
you are
diabetic too. I take that insulin thing, and they wanted to give me that Ozempic stuff
that people are taking for,
but you can't get it because everybody's taking it. So people who are actually diabetic, they can't even take it because they can't hardly find it.
And I have feelings about that too, because there's got to be some other drug that is not used for someone who is diagnosed with something to take for diet purposes.
Now, what did people do before they had this?
Thank you.
And they exercised and they ate right and they couldn't lose weight.
We would watch those specials with 600-pound people, over a ton, and we would follow them camera wise, and their weight would come off slowly. Some of them, they made it to whatever goal they were. They didn't have that medicine.
Yeah.
How did they lose all that weight?
So, and then Oprah, I think they said she talked about there's a stigma to it. Yeah. Whenever you take a medicine or get a operation, people look down on you because they say you didn't lose weight the right way.
The natural way.
Now, here's the thing that I feel about that. Like I told you, I have mixed feelings about that.
Well, I don't have mixed feelings about that.
When you have an operation and when you take the medicine and stuff, what happens when you're not taking it?
When you're not taking the medicine?
I feel like...
the side effects or something?
Yeah, I always feel like it should be you like a lifestyle.
Yeah, where it's natural.
Because a lot of people have those, they take the operation and they gain the weight right back because you never learn
to eat right.
And if you have a DNA disposition, then there's certain things you're just not going to be able to eat.
Yeah. And you got to really, really know your body, know the diet.
But then there's another part of me that feels like if you are exercising and eating, what's wrong with getting a little help if you are obese? Like obese. My size, because I'm at the point to where it's a lot of strain on my heart. So I may not have 3 or 4 years to try to work it off slowly. I might need some help, even though I might be exercising and stuff.
For health reasons.
For health reasons.
I know on The View, they talked about that today. Whoopi talked about her gaining up to almost 300 for that role as Emmett Till's mom or grandmother.
Emmett Till.
And Sonny, Joy looked at her like she was stupid. She had gained 40 pounds. Ooh, when? 40 pounds. But that bothered her because her cholesterol levels went up.
Yeah,
you do gain when you gain weight. Those levels, your
I
blood
used to
pressure,
make fun of.
that.
I used to make fun of skinny people, but now they're so used to being skinny that if they gain anything, that just throws them all the way off.
But to your point, as you get heavier weight, because I'm even dealing with that because when I had the cancer, I was losing so much.
Yeah.
That's not a good way to lose because you're sick.
That's what I'm saying.
You got a cancer. Who wants the big C to lose weight?
Yeah,
I look good now.
Right.
But Whoopi, she was gaining weight where it was causing health issues. My concern with that, though, when you're taking the medicines that a diabetic person will have to take, is there anything else on the market that is similar to help you, Whoopi, lose your 300 pounds, but yet somebody who has diabetes,
they were saying
can just still take it.
They were saying that we don't know the repercussions of these because it's so soon. But some doctors were saying that if you wasn't prone to diabetes, you'll get it now because you've been taking that medicine that's manipulating what's going on in your body. So I don't know. Again. For me, my thing against it is, number one, I can't get it because everybody who is not diabetic is getting it.
Exactly.
You're taking it away from the people who need it. And number two, you're taking something that you don't even know that's going to mess you up in the future. Right. Whereas for me, I'm already diabetic, so I can't get diabetes from it. You can possibly.
Yeah.
So it might be more people in the future on insulin.
I always think about medicines in general as side effects to a medicine.
You don't want to take a medicine if you don't have to.
Any medicines, if you can get off of it. I think my doctor, she don't like meds.
If you don't want to have an operation, and if you don't want to have to take medicine in your life, if you could get through your life without doing two things, medicine and operations, I think it's great.
That's good. You're doing well.
This is what some people said. This was one of the most blatant infomercials disguised as an industry discourse that I have ever seen. So maybe they feel like she's pushing Ozempic or something.
See, I don't like that.
Somebody says there was a 2020 special report on Hulu that was the same way. It was really upsetting to watch. And the thesis was essentially you should take Ozempic because you want to, not because society wants you to. But society really wants you to. I agree with that.
Yeah, pressure from society. They've been
Oprah was fine before this side.
She showed the remember when she pulled out that wagon and she was carrying the fat?
Oh, that's when she was really, really
skinny. And her head looked big.
Yeah, she was really skinny. Yeah. She was really, really skinny then.
Yeah, she was.
But the Oprah before this Oprah was fine. The one that was exercising.
I don't know why she feels that gold is needed or necessary
to get smaller.
To go smaller.
Somebody said it's a diabetes medicine used to treat fat people. Somebody says, I'm definitely finding this drug today. They want it. See? Somebody says there won't be a generic version of Ozempic in 2031, and that's too bad. Whenever the side effects are, they've got to be worth it for obese people to slim down, unless it's limb loss or something. That's what I'm talking about. The side effects.
What are the side effects for that in the long run? Like, how long do you take that until you lose that weight and then you're done?
I don't think they know.
And then once you stop taking that medicine, does the body go, ooh?
But there's skinny people taking it. There's people that we look at and go,
Sonny took it.
Yeah, there's
she
people.
was only 40 pounds overweight.
That's
she
what
was
I'm
not
saying.
even obese.
Sonny could have worked that off.
That's what Joy kind of looked at her side eye. She side eyed her, y'all. I noticed that on the
That's
video.
what I'm talking about.
And Sonny right now to this day, it was all vain. You got to be careful, news people and people on TV and actors.
Is she still taking it?
I don't think so, because she's got to her weight now.
Okay.
I don't know. That's a good question. Sonny, are you
still
still taking it? If you're not, have you been feeling any kind of way?
Claudia Jordan said she took it. Another person that's skinny.
Yeah.
Just so she can get down. And she said that she don't take it no more. So I don't know.
It's usually sometime for vain and what society has put pressure on you. Like Lizzo was feeling. They was making fun of her and her size and her dancers and you heavy. And then people would say, no, you still need to be
but Lizzo is different.
Eat healthy.
That's why I told you I'm torn between it. Lizzo is fat.
Right.
I can see somebody fat taking it. Because the outcome, the alternative. No, but
I was talking about the pressures.
Oh, yeah.
Of being skinny.
But the alternative of a lot of weight on her heart and stuff. Yeah. I can, okay, well, this is what I can get from taking Ozempic versus me staying, this weight for the next year. Maybe I look at it and I go, okay, I weigh the side effects. It's worth it. Because I don't take my heart a whole another year.
And I don't have high blood pressure.
Yeah, exactly. But if you're not obese, why are you taking this drug?
And the problem is some people feel they're obese. They could be 40.
No, there's a medical term, obese.
Well, you would hope that they understand that.
Yeah.
But if somebody like Sonny, who is very skinny
who was
now,
never obese,
who felt 40 pounds overweight, that she just felt that was too. And then, but she said her cholesterol went up.
So what? She could exercise and get that off.
And eat certain foods.
Yeah.
So
Sonny could have got down on her own.
Whoopi said that was the largest she's got, was close to 300. So she said she took that to lose.
Let's see what everybody's saying. Christopher says, hello, greetings and salutations. Salutations to you too.
Greetings and salutations.
Wendy says, hey, family. Hey, Wendy.
Hey, Wendy.
Emerald says, this is an extremely expensive medication and has to be approved by your insurance. Yeah, my insurance told me no because everybody's taking it.
Is that why they said no?
It's too expensive. It's expensive, and everybody.
But then you find they said
they've already probably cleared it for 1 million other people.
Then
so
they
it's
find
like
another one.
They found another. What do you think about that, Wendy? Those not Wendy. Emerald. Those other versions of it that's generic.
Generic version.
Generic versions of Ozempic.
Yeah.
Christopher says my cousin who was diabetic was on Ozempic before the celebs started using it. Mm-hmm. If you need to get something. Mm-hmm. And was on Ozempic before the celebs started using it. And now they can't find it. It had to be switched to another diabetic med. That's what we were talking about, Christopher.
Yes.
When you came in. It's like we can't even find it now.
Yes.
And I should be able to take it, but I can't.
Thank you. You're taking it for diabetes. And remember, they had a special on one of our local news. One of the nurses was talking to patients. There were patients that he was very, very overweight. I mean, he had a lot of weight. He had to take that before he could have his surgery. He had a hard time finding the medicine. Yeah. And he needed surgery because he was at a medical problem that was going on.
So my issue that I have with Oprah Winfrey, mm-hmm. and I will say this, the Oprah before the Oprah in this purple dress was not obese. And I do not feel like she had to take Ozempic. That's my personal opinion. Mm-hmm. The old Oprah back in the day mm-hmm. that was fat.
Right.
I felt she probably should have taken it back then.
And then Oprah's in her 70s, right? Near 70. She's 60.
So I feel like now this Oprah, she don't need to take Ozempic. And that's just my opinion. She's not obese. I don't feel like anybody that is not, if you are
morbid obese
or morbid obese, you should not be taking Ozempic. Yeah. That's my opinion.
If you're not over, and then it varies for everybody, size-wise, height-wise. if you're not over 100 pounds overweight,
you don't need to be taking
leave it alone.
You can exercise and get that off. If you can't get to wherever you can and stay there. You're not medically obese.
Thank you.
So it's not like you're going to die from being overweight.
So they felt like the people are saying that they felt like she was promoting this.
That she was promoting Ozempic. So that's just my opinion.
Okay.
And now the people, those of us who want to get it, can't get it.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Mary Trump's dire warning after Donald Trump's bloodbath remark.
Yeah, that's been going on this past weekend.
So apparently, Numbskull, because you know he's stupid, he was at a rally in Ohio, and he was talking about the auto industry, apparently. And, he was talking about the auto industry.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay? And apparently he was saying if he didn't get elected, there'll be a bloodbath between these auto industries with the electric cars and the gas cars and all this other stuff.
I took it as about the car industry.
Right.
I mean, we know the knucklehead has made comments before that can be even a wider example of that. But.
So this is my response to all the mega people and Trump and all the other people that are making excuses for him saying that he was talking about the auto industry and not a bloodbath in the street.
Like another January 6th.
Like January 6th. Mm-hmm. We don't care.
You mean we don't care that...
We don't care he was talking about the auto industry.
And they were saying that too on the other news people.
And I'm going to tell you why.
Sarah even made that comment too. She said, we already know what he's like. We already know what he's done in the past, how he talks, his vocabulary. He likes certain words.
Now, if I was, let's say me, I'm up giving a speech. And you know that every time I talk about people that are dumb, I say morons. That's my word. Whenever I'm saying you're a bunch of morons, you don't understand nothing, you're stupid. Okay. Now let's say I'm in the middle of a conversation and I'm talking about, I don't know, a movie or something. And I say, well, I think Godfather and, I don't know, the movie Star Trek are the best movies that ever was made in the history of cinematography. And, you know, anybody who thinks different, to me, is a moron. Now, if you walk away and say, you know what, I should have started off by saying, I called mega people and Trumpsters morons. That's what I should have started off saying. And then now I'm in the middle talking about these two movies. And I say, if you don't like this movie, you're a moron. And y'all say, no, she wasn't talking to mega people and Trumpsters. She was saying that if you don't like Star Trek or if you don't like Godfather, then you're a moron. She normally calls Trumpsters morons. But in this particular case, she's not calling them a moron. She's talking about people who don't like that movie.
Whether they fit that or
Guess
not.
what you would say? I don't care. I don't like the word
moron.
I don't like when she calls mega people morons.
Or anybody.
I don't like when she says, if you don't like this movie, you're a moron. Okay. Why does she have to keep calling people morons? Can't she come up with another word?
Because the word moron ticks you off.
It's a word that I know will make people get upset.
It triggers. And he loves trigger words.
Now,
bloodbath.
Why would you say bloodbath?
Just talking about trucks and car industry.
The car industry.
Thank you. That's such a hard word.
You know why you would say bloodbath? Because you're a moron. When you started your speech off talking about the January 6th people are hostages.
Yeah, you're using that word now.
People who kicked in the door of the Capitol, who went in saying, hang Mike Pence. Let me say this to you, and I will be very clear, because I'm sick of morons in our comment section taking up for January 6th. talking about they was protesting.
Okay.
I don't care if it's my house, the White House, or anybody's house. Mm-hmm. If I don't invite you in and you don't have the right to be in my house, you are a trespasser. And you will be arrested.
Mm-hmm. Should be.
Now, when you're behind bars, no one's calling you a hostage. But you're a criminal.
But he likes those words that trigger. He has people listening going, hostage, hostage, bloodbath.
And let me tell you something else, you morons. Mm-hmm. On the right, there's morons on the left. Mm-hmm. If we're marching in the street over George Floyd, and you think that's the time to go kick in somebody's business and burn it down, you're a moron.
A lot of people have done that
too. On the left.
Yeah. They use
if you think you're going in somebody's store who earned the right to have a business there, and you're going to kick the doors in and the windows and decide to take the stuff that's in that person's store, you're a criminal.
Yeah.
You're not a hostage.
You're doing criminal behavior now. Yeah. But that's how he's been. Why are we so surprised? What is his cousin saying?
His niece.
Oh, niece.
For former President Donald Trump's estranged niece, Mary Trump, issued a dire warning on Saturday after her uncle's bloodbath remark.
A strange niece.
Oh, we're just coming here to look at the Capitol. Hang Mike Pence! Hang Mike Pence!
Putting their feet on top of Nancy Pelosi's desk. Oh, gosh. Okay. All right.
Trump, the presumed 2024 GOP, nominee, campaign stop, rally, came under criticism for telling rally goers that if he doesn't get reelected in November, it's gonna be a bloodbath in this country. Following his remark, Mary Trump took to X, formerly Twitter, to warn others of seriousness of her uncle's statement. Donald Trump does not deserve the benefit of the doubt, which is what I said. Mm-hmm. His statement is both a threat and a promise. The corporate media needs to start acting accordingly, she wrote. Newsweek has reached out to Mary Trump's spokesperson via email for comment. So she pretty much said, when my uncle says something, he means it.
He means it.
He chooses his words.
The few words,
because he only has a limited vocabulary.
Very limited vocabulary. It's a lot of throwing shade and negative and mean and talk about people. His vocabulary to be mean and talk about people is expanding. But there are some trigger words that.
This is what he said. Mm-hmm. The fake news media. Let's stop right there. When was everybody saying fake news?
When he got in office.
Nobody was saying fake news until Donald Trump said fake news.
We knew that there were news out there like the National Enquirer back in the day.
But he termed it.
But the sad thing about it is that he's made normal news, truthful news,
fake news.
Fake. So now where people don't trust anything, even if he was that things came out about him. Y'all, that's fake news, remember? That's fake news.
Donald Trump is a hustler and a marketer.
Yeah.
He knows how to phrase terms, and when he gets you to keep saying them over and over, it's like a cult. If you keep saying it over and over and over again, you'll start using that as part of your vocabulary. Now people say the term fake news.
Yep.
Soon they'll say hostages for the January 6th people, and they'll say bloodbath. Mm-hmm. Okay.
It's going to be a bloodbath.
It's going to be a bloodbath. If I don't get my Starbucks Guinness in 1 second, it's going to be a bloodbath.
Go ahead.
Fake news media and their Democrat partners in the destruction of our nation pretended to be shocked at my use of the word bloodbath, even though they fully understood that I was simply referring to imports allowed by Crooked Joe. Another term he started, Crooked Joe, Biden, Sleepy Joe, which are killing the automotive industry. The United Auto Workers, but not their leadership, fully understand what I mean. See, he can't come down on all the United Workers because he feels like they're for him. It's the leaders that are Democrat, that are going with the Democrats. With the electric car mandate being pushed by Biden, there soon won't be any cars made in the USA unless I'm elected president. Even though Biden met with the United Auto Workers and said, you're going to be making the electric cars. Anyway, made it unless I'm elected president, in which case auto manufacturing will thrive like never before. Mega 2024.
So yeah, his niece, she's pretty much reminding us, but if he constantly has the bullhorn and he's screaming louder, his mega people they're listening. And he's adding another word for them to learn that is not a positive word.
Now, I don't think he's going to survive to November.
Really?
That's my own personal opinion. I think that I've already said, and I agreed with the mega people, that all of these cases are put up against him because he is running for president. They're crooked on both sides. The left are crooked and the right are crooked. I mean, Nancy Pelosi's made millions of dollars off of knowing what's coming up in the stock market and running the Congress the way she did. And Joe Biden. So I believe it's crooked on both sides. Okay. That's the way it is.
Yeah.
But they don't turn on each other unless they feel like they need to. So I feel like they don't want Trump in office. So that's why all the hounds are coming in on him. That's why he's getting hit on They getting them on every case that they can.
Every angle.
Right. We know that. There's business. You don't think we know that there's businessmen in New York who are doing the same exact thing he's doing? And they not going after them. They going after this knucklehead.
And they're happy the spotlight is on.
Exactly. Trump. Now, I don't think he's going to last to November.
Really?
I think he's going to be broke. That's why the hashtag is Trump is broke is trending. I think you can take away his kids. You can take away his wife, who can't even spell her name. He writes her name in on things, and he misspells it.
Well, he misspells he probably misspells his own name if you were to ask him.
So unless he makes Ivanka his vice president, I don't see him making it to November.
Everybody's still waiting for them. When they have to actually say who their vice is?
They don't have to,
because the election is November. It must be a time frame.
I don't know.
They have, because remember that's what hurt McCain.
Yeah, he said it last minute.
The moment he said,
he was doing
Sarah
good.
Palin,
and he said Sarah Palin. Everybody's like, I'm getting off this ship.
He lost.
So I don't think he's gonna make it. I think that, and I'm not speaking any ill will or anything, but I don't think physically he's gonna make it. He's old. He's senile. He's already going crazy. They haven't even taken his money away from him.
Somebody said he has heart problems. He's not sharing.
Some psychic said that.
He's not sharing the details of his
Some
health.
Psychic said that.
He's gaining weight.
She said he has a heart problem and he's not sharing it with anybody.
Interesting.
But I think the money is going to do him in.
You think?
I think it'll either physically do him in or mentally do him in.
They start taking his property.
Well, I think Letitia already said she's taking Trump Tower. Next week is gone.
Wow.
He got to the end of this week. Now, do I think he won't come up with the 400 and some million? I think he will.
Oh, because
it'll be some foreign entity that'll pay it for him, and he'll owe him.
We'll see.
He'll owe him. It's already been said he owes
to China.
Yeah, it's already been said he owes the Russian mafia.
His boy, Russia.
I'll keep trying to say my statement.
What?
It's already been said that he owes the Russian mafia. So we'll see.
Who says that?
It's been out there that he owes them.
His friend Putin.
Somebody will pay for him.
Okay, we'll see.
And he don't care about explaining it away because he needs to keep his building. He'll explain it away another way.
Okay.
And the Trumpsters will believe him. The mega people, anything he says, they'll believe. So,
right.
But I think he'll find somebody to pay for it by next week. A foreign entity. It won't be anybody in America. It'll be a foreign billionaire or something.
All right.
Wendy says Nell Carter was 4'11" and 300 pounds. Yeah, that was obese.
She was short.
Christopher says, since Biden and Trump are the nominees, why can't we go ahead and have the election sooner? I can't stand all this daily political nonsense until November. I agree.
Yeah. I think too, Christopher, people are waiting out for like what she just said. What if something happens?
They wait for
Trump?
him to drop down.
He may have a heart attack or something.
Yeah.
But lose more money where he has to sit out on the campaign.
Yeah.
So let's milk this a little bit longer.
Yep. Yep. All right. Let me skip past this.
Oh, read
Chicago Bears.
Before you move on. Read Christopher's comment.
I saw an article that says the New York Attorney General Letitia has the right to seize Mar-a-Lago as payment for the 450. Yes. She already said she's taking it next week.
She pretty much said that. Property. We go after all of that. Because how you going to pay that money?
You know what she should do? Take it and turn it into a place for
migrants?
No. Ooh, he'll lose his mind. Haitian migrants. Haitian migrants in Mar-a-Lago.
Take the Trump Tower from him, especially the one in Chicago.
And take the Trump Tower and put
all the migrants.
The Venezuelan and Mexican migrants in there.
Put the Haitians in there. The nice top floor places. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that.
Lose his...
That man, he'll probably have his mega people try to go and do some harm. Yeah, he'll lose it.
If
y'all
you
gonna make me lose my mind.
If you are a mega person and you do a bloodbath in the street, if Trump doesn't win, you deserve to be shot down in the street or put in behind bars.
Wow.
Because you're stupid.
Yeah.
And we can't have dumb people just walking around.
And not for some man. We've never done that in this country.
No.
I know people have gotten upset when
but
somebody
you deserve to be. I think you deserve to be shot down.
People get upset when civil rights leaders have been taken out, or President Kennedy or
we
whatever.
Have
but
never stormed the Capitol.
No, not that.
Even when MLK was shot, we didn't storm the Capitol.
Because the most we would have is rioting. But that's it.
Nobody storms the Capitol.
And they let you do the rioting in your own neighborhood. If you was to come at the Capitol and riot, not anymore.
Next time, I feel like November election, they need to have Secret Service and they need to have the Army and everybody at all public buildings. And my thing is, I think they should shoot them on sight. I don't think they should talk to them. If you come over there saying hang Biden or can't say hang Mike Pence,
our military should just take you out.
You're getting taken out.
I'm sorry. We need to stop doing that.
And I think once you do that, nobody will do it again.
I don't care how angry you are or how bad you feel the government has wronged you.
Thank you. Just take them right out. Let's see. MC says, I think he pronounced Letitia. Christopher says, for the migrants, he would lose his mind. That's what we think. Emerald says GMAC. What are you looking at?
I'm thinking how Christopher spelled it.
Oh.
Yeah, Letitia. L-E-T.
You mean MC?
No, Christopher spelled it Leticia.
Oh, okay.
So if we're spelling it wrong or saying it wrong, forgive us.
Emerald says GMAC Commercial Mortgage owns Trump Tower. Yeah, you're right. He don't even own it. You're absolutely correct.
That's kind of sad.
You're absolutely correct, Emerald. He don't even own those buildings, but he owns Mar-a-Lago. So she could take that. MC says, we'd be called all types of animals if it were black people. Yes. They'd be talking about us.
I don't care if they talk about us. Let the Haitians and the other migrants go into the Trump Towers.
Funny.
All of the Trump Towers. That's in the, what kind of city?
Any city.
No, the major city that we are saying that protects migrants and people coming in.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Sanctuary cities. If he has a Trump Tower there,
he does.
God darn it. Let the migrants
the sanctuary city, New York, Chicago.
Thank you.
And there's Trump Towers.
But she said that
the bank owns them. She's absolutely correct.
Gosh,
he don't even own it.
Gosh.
We can't even take it from him because he don't own it.
Oh, okay. That was a thought, though.
But Mar-a-Lago he owns. And you can put some Haitians up in there.
Yeah. Well, DeSantis, we'll get to that. He's not letting them in Florida.
Yeah. Justin Fields traded to the Steelers.
They were talking about this last night. There's some Chicago folks.
Now we are Chicago.
Liking this.
I like it. I don't care.
I'm okay. Y'all just don't know.
First of all, I'm a Steelers fan.
Well, for that reason, that's why she's like that. I watched painfully the Bears games last season. Y'all just don't know. All the games we've lost, the few that we won, I felt so bad for Justin. I really
He needs to be on a better team.
He needs to be. He was breaking records, even losing the games. Yeah. And I'm like, oh, Lord, send him somewhere else. The Bears ain't doing well with him.
Yep.
Thank you, Lord. I'm okay with it.
Justin Fields is leaving the Chicago Bears.
Okay.
And he is going to the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Thank you.
Russell Wilson. Remember, he just signed the deal for 1 year at the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now, they called them into the office and they told Russell Wilson.
Allegedly, or you know?
No, this happened.
Okay.
You are the first quarterback. You're not going to be sitting on the sideline. Mm-hmm. Justin is coming. He will be on the sideline learning from you. Mm-hmm. I like it. Let me tell you why I like it.
Too long,
Let me tell you why I like it. Go ahead. Because Russell Wilson has a 1 year deal. He's not trying to go there to prove nothing and, oh, this is my franchise and I'm going to, roll it for the next whatever years. He knows why he's there. I like Tomlinson, a black coach. Mm-hmm. And he was on, I saw him on somebody's show. Okay. He loves mentoring.
Okay. That's
he loves when these kids come in mm-hmm. and they learn and they be the best part of who they are. Mm-hmm. And I can see Justin growing there mm-hmm. on the Steelers. Mm-hmm. He's not in competition with Russell Wilson. Mm-hmm. He has a good coach there that's going to mentor him. And he seems like a good person too. When he was here in Chicago, he seemed like a good person. Yeah. And I see greatness with him. And I love how the fact that I think Russell Wilson, remember he said, God's got me. Mm-hmm. And we kept saying, well, what is going to be the next chapter in his life? What's going to be the next chapter in his life when the Broncos got rid of him?
Right.
I said I thought he'd be a coach.
Or a commentator.
I think he'll be a coach. And I think him going this year, coaching, you're going to see a lot on the sidelines of him talking with Justin. And I believe you're going to see Justin going in and doing some plays.
Mm-hmm. Well, he's continuing, but learning more. From Russell.
And watching. Mm-hmm. That's what I believe.
To get him on past that year of Russell being there.
Yes.
So I'm fine with the move and the change. And hopefully, I know you're going to be rooting for them.
I've always been a Steelers fan.
That Justin can get to the playoffs. The one thing that I didn't like when he was on the Bears, and y'all can throw at me like she don't know what she's talking about. I don't know. There are times I felt like, wait, okay, maybe I'm imagining. I would watch these games. I would see once that quarterback get that ball, 1001, 1002.
Oh, he never got no chance.
1001, boom. And I'm sitting here going, who the part that's supposed to protect
Chicago
him?
Needs.
He didn't even have time to 1001.
Chicago needs offensive tackles. They need an offensive line. Now, are they smart enough to build it? No.
I wanted the coach to go. They let him stay.
Look, I am a Chicago Bears fan by default.
85.
I live here. I will never turn my back on the Bears. Now, I saw people on Facebook calling people turncoats. I'm not a turncoat.
Okay. So you're gonna still support them, but Pittsburgh is gonna be your new.
I'm not a turncoat.
So what are you saying?
I will never be a Packer fan or anybody else over the Bears. But I have always liked the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Well,
always. So I am happy
for the trade.
For the trade.
Okay.
And I will be rooting for them just like I always root for the Bears. Mm-hmm. But at least I feel I have a chance with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Oh. Now, I'm in a dilemma because I actually like Mahomes. Mm-hmm. And I want him. I think he's the next Tom Brady.
To be the
next dynasty.
Dynasty that they building.
So I got a lot of stuff going. And all I think this next season, I'm just going to be watching for the love of the game.
That's all you can do.
Because you got so many good teams that's going to be in there next year. You almost just rooting for the love of the game. The best man win. Whoever plays their heart out for the year, they deserve to be there.
And I know San Francisco, they're going to come back even harder.
See,
they can't lose 3 times in a row.
So,
or 3 times.
Well, until you do right by me.
Oh, I keep forgetting Kaepernick and.
Till you do right by me.
They didn't put a hex on the team.
Everything.
They'll never win.
Everything you touch.
But you know what? Kaepernick had an opportunity to play.
I know, but people think they got a hex on him.
What's the league that Rock?
Yeah, I know.
That league.
And he turned it down.
How dare you be that prideful to turn down that league?
Emerald says, do you remember Trump University? It was only open for 5 years. Trump University was a hustle and a scam.
Yeah. Like he did the square footage for his buildings.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's really 3,000 square foot. No, it's not. It's 1,200.
Thank you.
You liar.
Thank you.
Just to get money.
We skipping over to Sanchez again. We'll do that tomorrow.
Okay.
And Bernie Sanders will do tomorrow. Bernie Sanders wants to take us
from a
40-hour work week to a 32-hour work week, but you still get paid the same.
Wow.
Businesses are like, you can get the hell up out of here with that idea.
What's wrong with that?
Well, they lose people for one day.
It's just 8 hours.
No, you lose people for a day.
I don't get it.
I don't know.
So we'll have to look at that one.
To me, he didn't say day. He said hours. So technically, somebody could work 6 hours a day or something. Mm-hmm. They don't have to work 8 hours a day. So I don't know.
Okay.
But we'll talk about that tomorrow. Okay. Why some people like it and some people don't. Now, every day, we always try to show something funny. Right? Mm-hmm. So we just ran across this. Here we go. You got a friend in me. Oh, I got to turn the music off. So all I need is to get
The music makes it more funny.
I know, but okay, here we go.
Aww.
They both trying to get out.
Aww.
Look at him.
He jumping with him.
That's cute.
It's nice when you have a baby and a dog growing together. And they look at him pushing.
They both pushing each other out the way.
They're trying to get over the gate. Oh,
isn't it cute?
That's cute. It's funny with the music, but I get it. We can't do it because it's licensed, right?
Yeah. Isn't that cute?
It is.
Now
he's just as tall.
This brings me up to another one where I saw. I let it play. Where the dog was a little puppy, and he jumped up and landed right on top of here, and he couldn't get out.
Oh no!
And the lady came and said, "See what you did."
He jumped in it though.
He jumped on it where his stomach was hanging over. He couldn't get over. And she said, "I ought to leave you there." And he was looking like,
oh, he was trying to. Oh. Animals are so sweet, especially with babies. You got to be careful, too, with a baby. Because they can pull. And,
some babies will climb over this.
Oh, no, I'm saying with dogs, with pets. You got to be careful with, apparently they let him freely be with him. But some dogs.
So I thought
that
was
sweet.
Cute.
That is sweet. Okay.
Now, every day, you always want to know who Charlemagne the God's donkey of the day is.
Who is the donkey?
Conservative social media influencer charged for her role in January 6th attack on the U.S. Capitol. Mm-hmm. A conservative social media influencer has been charged with storming the U.S. Capitol and passing a stolen table out of a broken window.
Oh, that don't sound like she was on a tour to me.
No, she was on a tour, and she's a hostage.
Oh, so she was on a tour.
No, I'm being funny.
Oh, I was like, What?
Passing a stolen table out of the broken window.
But if hostages can do that, then that's good. They can try to break themselves out and go home.
Allowing other rioters to use it as a weapon against the police department.
Hostage. Do they not know the news that's going on in Gaza and
Isabella Maria
those
DeLuca
are hostages.
Was arrested last Friday in Irvine, California on a misdemeanor charge, including theft of government property, disorderly conduct, and entering a restricted area. DeLuca has about 335,000 followers on her platform, formerly known as Twitter, and is a former congressional intern who works as a media associate for the Gold Institute for International Strategy. DeLuca's profile on the Institute's website says she served as ambassador for the conservative youth organization Turning Point USA. She has more than 125,000 followers on Instagram. Also interned for former U.S. Rep. Lee Zeldin of New York and Paul Gosar of Arizona, both of whom are Republicans who have supported former President Donald Trump.
Okay. Is that it?
Yeah. So he said she got the donkey of the day because when she went in, she said she wasn't rioting.
She said that?
Yeah.
And they have her on camera.
Yeah.
Throwing a table or something.
Yeah.
What is wrong with her?
Yeah. I'm trying to get her direct quote.
This to me is considered white privilege.
Thank you.
This is white privilege. For anybody that
went that's it. He gave her donkey of the day because she said people went to the Capitol building because that's our house. And that's where we go to take out our grievances.
Now, had she been a black person.
So Charlemagne said,
they wouldn't have said that about
let
her.
any black person say, that's our house. You see what white privilege
that's
is?
That's our house. We're taking out our grievances.
I'm taking out my grievance on
that
my house.
A white privileged comment, thought pattern. I don't even know what else to say.
That's why he gives her donkey of the day.
If even a white person condones what she said.
That's our house.
Yeah, she's right. It is. You're just as white privileged thinking as she is.
Thank you.
That's scary.
To go in somebody's office.
That's scary.
Open the window and throw a table out so other people can use it to hit police officers.
It's your house, your grievances. You're just letting out steam.
This is the person who Trump will pardon if he becomes president of the United States.
That is called a hostage. Do we not know the terminology of hostage? You're taken against your will.
Again.
You knuckleheads.
If you were the type of person that was voting for Trump because you maybe say, I like his policies, this, that, and the other.
Right.
I can't stand
he
Biden.
He put Supreme Court people in that we want to do overturn.
Then I'll have a conversation with you. Yeah. But if you are a Trumpster.
And his take on the Ukraine.
If you are a Trumpster or a mega person, you're a moron. Because you take up for him.
So you're saying unless it's if anything other than policy driven,
you're a moron.
Because
you take up for him,
you're condoning this behavior.
You condone his behavior. You condone their behavior, and you excuse every single thing that he's done.
But yeah, when you sit, that's the thing that gets me with this.
And you mad at Obama if he didn't shake somebody's hand.
Yeah.
If he walked past him.
And the thing that gets me is it's almost like, who was it that was, oh God, what special was that? The guy was, it was someone's documentary. And they did a document. Oh, it was Kaepernick. I'm sorry, Kaepernick. He was talking in his documentary, if any of you had seen it, he and his friends, his buddies, when they football played, they was younger. They would have fun in the lobby of the hotel. funning with each other, hey man. And they got in trouble. He got in trouble with his black friends.
Mm-hmm.
The same group of athletes on the other team, white,
did the same thing.
Same thing.
Didn't get in
they
trouble.
Overlooked it. So this white privilege has to stop. It really has to stop.
Well, we've been saying that
You
forever.
see a group of black men and a group of white men, and you look at them differently, you fear them differently, you're concerned about one group than the other. How dare you say what happened on January 6th?
And you know what?
It's a grievance.
And this is why when you make comments in our comment section and you take up for Trump and MAGA, I delete it or I call you a moron. Because you know damn well if that was a group of black people that did what y'all did on January 6th,
exactly,
we'd be shot on sight, and we wouldn't be called hostages.
And we would be probably shot before we even broke windows.
I told you when we'd be shot.
Just walking up the stairs.
They wouldn't even. We would have been at the rally, and somebody would have got on stage and said, "Let's march over there." And before he would have got the words out of his mouth, sprays of bullets would have come through that crowd and mowed everybody down.
Helicopters.
If you think for 1 minute you're gonna march over to the Capitol and demand and kick the doors in, you're out of your damn mind.
Remember when Rodney King situation, and they were mad and pulling him out and other things that was going on, burning stores and looting? Word got out that they were on their way to Hollywood area.
And that's when it stopped. The LA riots.
See nobody else.
All they needed to hear. Y'all remember, some of y'all older.
Yes.
The LA riots.
Yes.
Let them burn down Compton and everything for days. They heard some Negroes on camera say, "Let's go to Beverly Hills." All of a sudden, the troops came in.
It was like,
and said, "You think you out of your mind?
You stand
if
right
you think you're gonna march up this highway to come to Beverly Hills, we shutting all this down."
Oh yes, you sat and watched it for a little bit until they started saying, "We didn't tear up this city.
Now
let's go to the next
they'll sacrifice a few, like Reginald Denny got sacrificed. The truck driver that went in, he got yanked out. They didn't shut it down for him. Sorry, take one for the boys.
Wrong place at the wrong time. Oh,
they'll sacrifice a few, but you're not marching to Beverly Hills.
So they were
afraid. The same thing is going on in Haiti.
Yes.
Right now, the gangs are taking over Haiti. But there's a few families that have always run that place because they've got money, allegedly, from the United States and other countries. Yeah. And they've ran that country down into the ground and misused and used the labor and everything from those people. Then when the gangs took over and decided to crash into police stations and terrorize people, you keep that stuff down that hill. If you think for 1 second you're going to march up that hill to those billionaire homes and millionaire homes that Clinton and all of them own, we will send the troops in there so fast.
Oh, Lord, Lord, Lord. Yes. So she pretty much made that stupid comment. That's why.
It's our house.
Our house. A lot of people, not all whites, because we're not doing
we're
a blanket
talking
statement.
about the morons.
We're talking about the ones who think like she's thinking, which most of the time is the mega people. But there are people other than
and you can't even say white. It's stupid black people
and Hispanics.
Dumb.
Yeah, that moron mentality is really sad.
I saw this one black mega guy. They interviewed him. They said, "What if you found out tomorrow that Trump murdered 1 million people, 100 people or something, mowed them down?" He said, "I still vote for him."
No. Okay.
He said there's nothing you can do.
Even if it was his family and friends?
there's nothing you can do
stupid
to keep me
Negro
from voting for Trump. Even to the tune that Sexy Red, the rapper, she changed her hat. It doesn't say MAGA anymore. Guess what it says?
What? Trump?
MASA. MASA. Make America Sexy Again.
You know what?
But guess what that says?
What?
Massa.
Oh.
You's a dumb Negro.
Mastermind, you want me to come in?
She's so stupid.
Wow.
Why would you wear a hat
that
says Massa?
Massa. Yeah, boo. She's young though.
She's young and stupid.
Yeah.
But you know what?
Gotta teach them.
That's the dumbest thing I've heard.
Yeah. We it's unfortunate that a lot of people in our country, it's not common sense anymore. People don't do research. They don't. Jimmy Kimmel's show always shows people on the street. He went to that mega thing in Ohio, and they questioned. They pretended to be, just a general news person. They were questioning the mega people. They didn't know anything. They really don't know nothing about the government.
They only know what Trump tells
How many amendments? I think it's 2.
And then they assume.
2 of them?
This is the part that gets me.
Oh,
they assume
Lord help us.
If you're not on the MAGA train, you must be on the Biden train.
Yeah.
They can't even comprehend that you think both men are not good. Yeah. One is just a lunatic. That's all.
There's issues on both sides.
You got Mussolini or Hitler. Which one you voting for?
Oh, I wouldn't put him in the Mussolini.
I know, I'm just throwing that in.
Oh, God, no. I mean, I get it. There's untrust on both sides for sure.
You know what I would put it in that. You know why I would put it in that category just for this? If I was a Jewish person, I would do Ms. Mussolini. Because I say the Hitler don't like me.
You know what?
What's another one? What's the one Uganda?
Idi Amin.
Idi Amin and Hitler. Which one you voting for? Now, if I was black, I'd say I'll vote for Hitler. Because he ain't after me. He's after the Jewish people. But he didn't like us either. He didn't like nobody.
Remember the athletes at the Olympics?
It gotta be.
He didn't even shake their hand.
You gotta put up 2 extreme people, and one of them gotta be not anti-you. That's the one you would vote for. That's what I'm trying to point at.
Well, I don't know. That's your opinion still. I don't think the Biden side is that extreme.
No, I didn't say that.
Even though I'm saying to use those analogies, but still, like you're saying, there's not trust on both sides, though. And people have a hard time figuring it out in this election.
Emerald says we wouldn't have never made it that far. That's what I said.
Word got out. If our bodies were facing it and getting ready to walk to it, and it was too many of us, they already get nervous when it's a crowd. Look how when whoever watched the movie Rustin, when they were gathering the walk, because he had a hard time trying to get NAACP and Martin Luther King and all of the leaders to do that march on the march of I Have a Dream march. And that he was very instrumental. They were afraid. They did not want a lot of us at one spot near the White House.
And another reason why they're not hostages and they're criminals? Because not everybody that was at the rally went in.
Exactly.
Not everybody who came to the rally went in.
Yeah.
Some people had common sense and said, I'm not going in there.
Oh,
I'm coming to support Trump. I'm coming for the rally.
That's as far as I'm going.
I believe that the election was stolen. I think we should go to the courts and fight it out.
Thank you.
I'm not storming the Capitol.
Thank you. A lot of times, too, the white privilege mentality is when they do it in crowd settings. Because if you thought maybe 1 or 2 of them, they wouldn't be that bold. But a lot of times we've had issues in the past.
They always do it in crowds.
They do it in crowds. And if it's not alcohol related, it's crowds.
Well, that's why the KKK would run up on people in a crowd.
Yes.
Pull you out of your bed in the middle of the night. It wasn't no one guy who did it.
One KK member did. He had to have some friends.
Yeah, there had to be a whole bunch of them.
Yeah, that's sad though.
All right, so let's move on.
Okay.
All right, that's it. Done with them. Don't forget our book, 100 family-friendly jokes. Believe it or not, we have a joke book.
This joke book keeps us from going crazy.
And
with
usually
the problems of the world.
Yeah, and normally I throw comedy in. Today wasn't a comedy hour.
Yeah.
The link is in the description, and the book is on Amazon.
It'd be a quick one, Lord, because we need your peace. We need your joy. We thank you. We give you glory and honor, oh God. And we know, Jesus, just reading about all that, who you were, they hated you.
Yep.
They did not
like you. It was a crowd, Lord.
It was a crowd. And we're coming close to the Easter resurrection Sunday, Palm Sunday, when you entered into the city. Hail, King of Kings. Maybe the same people that was praising you when you came in was the ones that says, crucify him. Crucify him. Oh, but you said, forgive them, Lord, for they know not what they do. We need your joy. We need your peace. Lord. We need your strength to help us through these hard times of racial tension and all that's going on in our country, as well as in the world. If all races of people have been ridiculed and pulled down and knocked over and got back up, oh God, with your strength, oh God, we need your love. Yes, Lord. God so loved the world. I think about Putin. I think about Ukraine. I think about Israel. I think about Hamas, all of the enemies that we've talked about. Even today, to know that you love all of us, Father. We need your strength, Holy Spirit, to help us love. That's so great in this country, so much needed. And all the people we've mentioned, oh God, we continue to pray a spirit of adoption over each and every one of them. Yeah, they've been called some names, moron and whatever, Lord. And you know our hearts. We are not hateful people. But yes, Lord, there are things that people are doing that's just not nice. They're not nice. They're not walking in love, and they're not walking in unity, oh God. But you're a God that wants to unify us. And we know the enemy wants to divide us, but we are not giving him any place right now. In Jesus' name, I thank you for the people in our chat room who have given their opinions on things and updates on stuff. Father, we continue to pray over each and every one of them and every family that is represented in the mighty name of Jesus. And Father, we know a merry heart doeth good like a medicine. So we pray that those who have our joke book, read it and laugh and laugh and laugh till that medicine just fills your heart, oh God, and forget about the meanness and the evilness. But most importantly, oh God, that we focus on you and who you are in our lives, oh God, those of us that know you. We need your strength, your spirit to help us love one another, oh God. And we give you all the glory in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Thought it was going to be quick.
I had to keep talking about the love that's needed, Lord.
This is going to be a real quick one. Oh, my Lord, Lord, Lord.
And Lord, help us right now. In Jesus' name.
Somebody's going to be quick.
Okay.
Okay. All right, y'all. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Always believe. And that was Another Woods Report. See you later. See you later, TikTok.